Hi, my loves. Okay, so I'm doing a reading today, focusing on those of you who are in separation from your person. So, my loves, I'm going to start off by looking at your person's energy. So, their thoughts, feelings, what's actually happening at the moment when it comes to you in this connection. I am hearing the word lucky break, so there could be something that's going to be coming in between the both of you which brings some kind of breakthrough. Literally, you've got throat chakra as well. Thing is, we've got throat chakra, but I'm hearing listen to you. I feel like for those of you who are in separation, I actually feel like there's definitely some clearing taking place in the throat chakra. I really feel like this is connected to the lucky break. My guides are saying communication's coming in thick and fast. So this lucky break and what my guides are sharing seems to be around communication. There's some kind of communication that's coming in from your person thick and fast. So it kind of feels like, you know, with the thick part, I feel like this is something that's going to be quite in your face, kind of feel like quite consistent. Something that I feel like is going to happen very quickly as well. It's kind of like, you know, when something changes overnight, it's that kind of very rapid change in the connection between you and this person. There's been a lot of balance that has come to them in the time that you've been separated. They have felt quite stuck, my loves. They felt quite stuck in being able to, I feel like, kind of open up to this connection. Do you know, my guides are saying restrictions have been placed on them, and what I feel like from this is that they have experienced, it's like they've experienced something. I really feel like this is growing up, but they've experienced something in their past, and because of the effect of what they've experienced, there's these restrictions that they've placed on themselves. But with my guide saying restrictions have been placed on them, it's almost like the effects of those experiences kind of made them quite guarded. And I feel like one of the things that they've really struggled to do, not just with you, but I feel like relationships overall, is actually open up to relationships, kind of open up to their heart. I feel like expressing their feelings as well is something that they find quite challenging. Kind of get this sense that you might have experienced from them in the past that they talk in riddles, and that's one of the reasons you've never got clarity from them. They talk in riddles. You've never got a clear answer from them around what they actually want from this connection, how they feel about you, where they see the both of you going. And again, I feel like it's almost like this is something they've learned to do. They've learned to avoid certain conversations because it's for them, it kind of feels like for them that the way that they would react to certain feelings is to run from them. But I feel this is connected to, it's almost like something's been done to them, so they've experienced something where this is the effect that it's had on them, if that makes sense. Actually, love begins. Where they're at the moment, or what's happening in the energy, my lovely, it seems like there's some kind of breakthrough happening in communication. Remember, this is for those of you who are in separation. So there is some kind of breakthrough happening in communication. This person has felt quite stuck before, felt quite restricted in being able to kind of communication feels huge here, in being able to open up and tell you how they feel, what they want from this connection. Very kind of this talking in riddles, avoiding those kind of conversations. I think I kind of get this sense they're very skilled at avoiding these conversations as well, very skilled at kind of changing the subject. But this is something that they seem to be breaking free of as well. A lot more balance in their energy as well. And I feel with this balance, it is around them becoming more open and comfortable with expressing themselves. I feel a lot of the blocks and restrictions have been around expression, actually expressing themselves. The reason you've not been able to get clarity from this person is because they've not been able to express themselves. They have always felt quite stuck, quite trapped, quite restricted in being able to do this. And this is one of the things where the breakthrough is coming in from. I kind of feel like this person, I kind of feel like they've had a tough few years as well. Kind of get the sense that I'm very drawn to the sword. There's a sword in this card. I'm very drawn to it. And the kind of message I'm getting from that is this person has felt like there's this sword always against them. Interestingly, my guides are showing it against their throat. So it's like they felt like this sword is always held up against them. And this has really affected them feeling confident and balanced enough. Again, I feel like this is to do with their past. It's like this sword is representing things from the past that have held on to them, or your person's held on to, which has created some kind of restrictions and blocks. But my love, all of this kind of clearing in the throat chakra, this breakthrough, all of it is actually helping and supporting this connection to move to this place. The love begins. I'm going to pull on this more to see what you can expect. So it seems like there is going to be some kind of change between the both of you, where there's a new start. There's a new fresh start coming in between the both of you, where the both of you are starting something again. There is something beginning, involving something romantic happening between the both of you. Remember, this might not resonate for all, my love. When we do collective readings, my lovely, it doesn't resonate for every single person, you know. There could be a whole group of you that this is what kind of resonates for you. This is what's likely to show up for you, unfold. But there also could be people that it doesn't happen for. And I know that can be quite a triggering thing to say, but I want to be real with you guys as well. You know, I don't want to give you guys kind of false information around, you know, that this reading, like, for example, if you see this reading is meant to be for you, it depends if it resonates for you. You'll know if it resonates for you. You'll be able to kind of pick up. There'll be messages that come out that make sense to you, that are very, that relate to what you're experiencing at the moment. Angels, universe, spirits, light, what else can you share with me? Your person's already thinking about the next step. They're in this place where there's a lot more balance in them. They're kind of breaking free from all the restrictions that they felt. Huge clearing in the throat chakra, breakthrough in communication. They're already thinking about the next step with you. I feel like this is something, even though communication seems to be coming in thick and fast, I don't feel like from their side it's coming in impulsively or unplanned. I feel like from their side it's coming in planned. This is something they've thought about quite a lot. I feel like for you it will feel very unplanned as well, because this may be something that you've been waiting on or wishing for quite some time. This person has been thinking about the past a lot as well. One of the reasons there's been this breakthrough, this shift, this change in their energy is because they didn't recognize, I feel like they recognized their feelings for you in the past, but I feel like they didn't recognize that this is the relationship that they want, if that makes sense. It's like, you know, it's like they have feelings for you, but at the same time, it's almost like they told themselves that, you know, this relationship's not for me, this relationship wouldn't work, you know, maybe there are kind of situations that would get in the way, you know, this relationship realistically isn't the right kind of relationship to be in. There's something to do with they were aware of their feelings for you, but at the same time it's almost like, and this could be them running from, you know, embracing their feelings or doing something about their feelings. It could be that kind of energy, but it's almost like they made these excuses and they gave themselves these reasons for why they felt that this relationship wasn't the right relationship for them to step into, if that makes sense. And it seems like that in this space of separation, where they initially fail to recognize that actually this is the type of relationship, the right relationship for them, they seem to have realized that this is actually the right relationship. Something that they seem to have woken up to in quite a huge way as well. I am picking up some kind of regret in their energy as well. I kind of feel like the both of you have, in the past, you've either been in a relationship or there has been an opportunity for the both of you to be in a relationship. But again, this person felt, nope, this relationship's not going to work. It's not the right relationship for me. And now they're realizing that they actually made a mistake. They have felt quite lost without you as well. Do you know, I'm hearing it's like they felt like they would enjoy life. They felt like they would really enjoy. It's kind of like there's a part of them that felt like they would enjoy the single life, and there's a part of them that felt like they would enjoy their life without you, without being in a relationship with you. And the more they've been away from you, the more they've realized that actually they're not enjoying themselves. I'm also hearing, I wish I said something different. So it feels like they said something to you. This could be them saying to you, 1111 I've just seen. This could be them saying to you, you know, I don't feel this relationship is right for me, or I do not want to be in a relationship with you, or I do not have feelings for you, even though I do feel like this person acknowledged that they did. And there's this kind of, in this energy of them realizing they've made a mistake, it's almost like they're also feeling and thinking, wishing that they said something different as well. It's kind of like they're now looking back and wish they said the opposite of what they said before, if that makes sense. Expect to happen. In terms of what you can expect to happen, the Chariot card came up. I was gonna say, my guys, my love. So there is definitely forward movement coming in this connection. I don't feel it's happening just yet though. I feel like your person is thinking about their next step. I do feel like there's been huge clearing, like I said, in the throat chakra. There does seem to be this lucky break between the both of you is around communication, but there does also seem to be, you know, the both of you starting something up again with the Love Begins card, but they're still working through some fears around taking that step. And I feel this is why they're thinking quite a lot about what steps to take towards you. I feel like they can be someone who overthinks the next step quite a lot as well, and then their fears can kind of grow out of proportion, if that makes sense. But it does seem like that in terms of what you can expect, they are going to be making forward movement. There is definitely some kind of step coming in towards you from them. I feel like what's going to be happening, my lovelies, is they're going to be trusting their intuition. I feel like at the moment, it's like they're trying to figure out, they're trying to be quite logical about their next step, but they move to this place where, you know, it's not about thinking with the head. It's more like, let's move with my intuition. And I feel like their kind of action towards you, even though I feel like it's not going to be impulsive, I feel like it's coming from a place where they're trusting their intuition. What can you share with me? I'm just going to use my twin flame connection messages. Yeah, my love, obstacles are being removed between the both of you. This place of separation at the moment, it might feel like that this is something that might be permanent. It might feel like that this is something that there's not going to be that kind of opportunity coming up between the both of you. But actually what's happening in this place of separation is there's a lot happening behind the scenes, which is helping to remove obstacles that have been in the way between the both of you. This could include other people as well. So any other person who has got in the way between the both of you, anyone who has been trying to block the connection, this is one of the obstacles that is being removed between the both of you. Lovely. Literally, space is needed right now. to figure things out and make the right choice. Exactly what I was saying, this place of separation, what it's helping the both of you to do is kind of move forward in your own lives and in the connection in a way where it's a lot more healthier, and I feel like brings a lot more positive movement forward compared to whatever's happened in the past. You got the soulmate card come out, so Spirit is clarifying this is someone you share a soul sacred connection with. Although your person, you know, it seems like they miss you. There's a lot of regret in them. There's this forward movement coming in. I feel like for them, they're still trying to figure out this connection, this kind of feeling, this pull that they feel towards you. I don't feel it makes complete sense to them. If I'm honest with you, I don't feel they're the kind of person who would sit there and, you know, for example, let me search soulmates, or let me search twin flames and let me read up about that. I don't feel that kind of vibe from them, or from this particular energy I'm picking up. I feel like this is someone who, it doesn't make sense to them, the kind of feeling and pull they have towards you, but I feel like it's not something they're trying to overanalyze or, you know, do research about as well. But this is something that's in their mind, or a question around, you know, I don't understand this. Why do I feel this pull towards this person? Why have I not, you know, why am I not enjoying my life without this person? So this is something that I feel like is in their mind, and they do think about quite a lot. They're worried that you don't trust them though. And I feel like this is coming from, you know, in the past they have, I really feel like they said something they wish they said differently. You know, they've not given you clarity in the past for whatever reason. This relationship they felt like wasn't the right relationship for them, and whatever's happened between the both of you in the past, one of the things that might have happened is it affected the trust between the both of you, and there seems to be this worry in them that you do not actually trust them. So one of the things that they do seem to be worried about is you might not trust them. But what they want from you, my lovelies, is they want long-term commitment. They want a marriage. This shift, this turnaround, this kind of wake up realization they've had around, you know, I've made a mistake, this is the right relationship for me. It is one where they are thinking long term, that they are looking at this connection, and they are looking at it as one that they want to come back towards you in, but in a way where there is commitment offered. This is not them coming in, literally you've got they want to have a family with you at the bottom of the deck. This is not one where they're looking at, you know, I have feelings for this person, let me just see what happens. I feel like this person actually wants to come in with something very stable, very strong, very long term, wanting to come in with commitment. I'm actually going to get some, oh no, I don't know where my deck is. I was going to get some guidance for you guys. Let me use another deck. I wonder where that deck is. So my loves, it seems like when it comes to your person and their current energy, there seems to be communication coming in, and I really feel that's the lucky break. You know, this kind of communication breakthrough between the both of you. Huge clearing, healing happening around the throat chakra. Your person has felt quite stuck in being able to express themselves to you, but it seems like this is something that they have been balancing out. They've been feeling a lot more balanced, a lot of healing taking place, and there seems to be action coming in from them. So in terms of, you know, for those of you in separation, is this connection going to move forward? It does seem like it is a connection that is going to move forward. And with the Love Begin card, it seems like it's going to be moving forward in a romantic way as well. For you guys, you need to focus on your transformation. Do you know I'm hearing the word enlightened soul? Enlightened soul. I actually feel like there's going to be I really get this sense that spiritually there's going to be some kind of upgrade, some kind of change happening for you in a good way. I feel like this happens throughout the month of November. You might have this feeling of feeling quite unsettled. Even your sleep, I feel like your sleep might be a little bit disturbed as well. feel like your sleep might be a little bit disturbed as well, on and off through the month of November. But what's actually happening is spiritually you're going through quite a huge transformation. My guides are showing me this, like someone with a finger tapping their third eye. I feel like there's something happening where it's like your third eye is going to be opening up more. You're going to be more connected. I actually feel like they're pointing to the ear now. I actually feel like there's quite a lot of you who are going to be your intuitive abilities, but also your psychic ability, especially with the third eye. And the way they're pointing at the ear is like you can hear things. It's like when my guides connect with me, they connect with me in different ways. So people who do personal video bookings, I always explain at the beginning how my guides connect with me. So they're feelings. I have feelings. I'm shown visions, but I hear things. And more, 9 out of 10 times it's in my right eye. So I'm hearing kind of messages or words or whatever. And I feel like you're going to be experiencing that, this kind of hearing thing. So in terms of receiving messages, being able to receive downloads through your guides communicating with you, you hearing kind of, and the way you hear it, my loves, it's not like you actually hear, just in case anyone gets scared, it's not like you actually hear someone talking. That's not how it happens, or the way I experience it, for example. It's like you, how do I explain this? It's almost like you know that the words that are coming in your thoughts, the words that you're hearing, you know they're not coming from you. You know it's kind of this energy being channeled to you, and it's like your guides communicating to you. I feel like that's going to be happening. I feel like there's a lot of you where your intuitive abilities are going to grow so much this month in particular. It doesn't mean, you know, if you hear this at the end of November, that's it, you know, that time's passed. It doesn't mean that. You know, I do feel like it continues to grow, but I feel like for those of you who do hear this in November, especially towards kind of beginning to mid-November, I do feel like there's a lot of you going through quite a huge shift, quite a huge change. Clarify the Destiny card. Do you know, my loves, my guides are also saying there are losses you've experienced. There are things that you've had to let go of, walk away from. This year, they're focusing on this year. There are relationships that have ended. You've had to end situations like jobs, friends, families, a lot of things you might have experienced, or a few of those things that have ended. But a lot of those things needed to happen. It was something that, it was like it wasn't done to you, it was done for you. It was something that was part of what needed to happen, divine intervention, part of your path to help you through your transformation, to help you to be able to move closer to where you need to be. And that place of where you need to be is one that brings you a lot more happiness, a lot more stability, a lot more abundance. And I kind of feel like the guides are bringing this message through because some of you might be thinking, or might be in a place at some point over the weeks where you're looking back at this year, and one of the things you might be focusing on is the losses that you've actually experienced. But what they're saying to you is, even though there's been losses and you've had to let go, you know, even sacrifice certain things that probably were quite painful for you to sacrifice, all of that has been part of your growth. All of that has actually been there to help you towards what it is you actually desire, what is actually going to help you be closer to the life that you want to live, be it the relationship you want to have, the job you want to have, the kind of money you want to have, whatever it might be for you. So they're kind of saying, when you're reflecting over the last year, and especially if it's to do with a romantic relationship, they're kind of saying to you, try and reflect on it in a way where you recognize that they were cycles that needed to end. You know, they weren't I have the shittest luck, you know, why do bad things kind of happen to me? They don't want you to be in that negative mindset. What they want you to actually do is look back and realize, really try to recognize that actually those things that ended, there was a cycle in that probably wasn't helpful, or there was maybe something in that situation that was blocking me from being able to receive, for example, that healthy relationship, you know, that breakthrough in your connection. And for me to have that breakthrough in that experience, this situation that I was in needed to end. And that's one of the things they're really trying to get you to kind of realize. Yeah, they want you to know there's a lot of abundance ahead of you. They want you to keep hoping for change. This is something they're saying quite clearly. They don't want you to give up. They want you to keep hoping for change, but they also want you to be able to let go of the losses that you've experienced as well. Don't hold on to them, because that is something that gets in the way of you being able to successfully hope for change. When you successfully hope for change, what you're then doing is you're moving into this energy of manifesting the change, the transformation, the relationship, the love, the money, the career that you actually want to bring in, if that makes sense. Yeah, literally the universe card. My loves, this is quite a clear message for you. I feel like, especially with the kind of similar message coming over and over again, there's a transformation you're going through. And like I said, I do feel like for some of you, this is a huge spiritual transformation as well. But the guides, the clear message they're giving you is when it comes to, because I feel like there might be a lot of you who are maybe looking back at the last 11 months, or maybe by the time you do come across this video, you've moved towards the end of the year and you're reflecting on, you know, 2022, for example, or you're reflecting on the last couple of months, or something's happened in your life recently and you're really kind of in this place where it's kind of like, I'm getting two words here, my loves, and I say this with the utmost respect and love. I'm getting the word guilty, but I'm getting the word victim mindset, if I'm honest with you. And again, I say that with the most love and respect, but it kind of feels like that some of you might be in this kind of victim mindset where you're very focused on all the things that have gone wrong, and you feel like life's been unfair to you, and you feel like you know, I'm always being deceived, for example. Why isn't this working out for me? Things never work out for me. That kind of mindset. And what the guides are really wanting you to do, and I kind of feel like this is about you really shifting this mindset now, because it's almost like leave this mindset behind in this year, move into a completely different mindset in 2023, move into that mindset where you know that what you're hoping for is going to show up, and you're no longer kind of holding on to the losses, or that mindset where you feel like all you experience is losses, or life is unfair. And they want you to instead start realizing when you do, you know, when things from the past do come up and you remember losses and the feelings that are associated with it, they want you to start shifting your mindset in a way where the way you think about this is, whatever happened, there is a reason behind that, and that reason might have been for me to be able to heal from, you know, something else in the past, because a trigger has come up in me, or that there was a pattern or a cycle that was repeating that was actually getting in the way of forward movement. And the only way you have a new beginning is to have an ending in a situation. So an ending needed to occur, if that makes sense. All of this has been divinely guided, so they want you to know that everything that you've experienced has been there to help you. It's not been there to punish you. It's not been there to keep you stuck in a cycle. It's been there to help you. And they really want you to start kind of understanding that and recognizing that, if that makes sense. So my loves, for those of you who are in separation, it seems like there's a breakthrough coming in, or as my guides say, the lucky break between the both of you. This lucky break seems to be around communication coming in. There does seem to be something happening between the both of you, with the love begin card in particular, where there is going to be a romantic reconnection developing between the both of you. Your person's in this place at the moment where they're thinking about their next steps. Still a lot of fear in them, but I do feel like this is something that they're going to be able to step over, especially because action is showing up in the cards, that is something that's going to come in between the both of you. A lot of regret in their energy, and they seem to be coming in with long-term commitment. And for you guys, my lovely, there seems to be a huge transformation happening for you spiritually. If you are experiencing kind of restless nights or whatever, kind of work on grounding your energy. I also am being flash image, I'm showing like water, water and clear glass as well, water in a glass and put it somewhere in the room. I don't know. I feel like it kind of, don't know if anyone knows the meaning of that because they don't. Maybe it cleanses the energy or something. But that might be something that really helps you to feel something to do with the energy in the room. It kind of helps the energy in the room, in particular when you're sleeping. And try grounding yourself, but also don't be too afraid as well. If you do find that your third eye or your intuitive abilities, or all of a sudden you're getting downloads and it is stronger than you've ever experienced, or you've never experienced it, and it's starting to really come out of you, don't be too afraid of that as well. Try and kind of work with that energy and ground yourself as well as much as you can, but also about the reflection of the last year and the way you're being guided to shift your mindset. Right, my lovely. So that is your reading for those of you who are in separation. Thank you for listening to me, and I will see you guys back here again this coming weekend.